Hi guys, KEYMO HOMEFRIENDS podcast. We back again with my daughter DACY. We're talking how difficult is it to get into an Ivy League college, because the percentages are really hard for African Americans. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I'm going to have my daughter speak on this topic because the percentages from an African American compared to a Caucasian American, or we do have college students that make it in. Just speak on some of the dynamics and what goes on in college.
Yeah, I would say when we're talking about like how difficult it is to get into an Ivy League, I definitely think it is very, like every year it gets more competitive because every year there's going to be more and more people applying to these schools. For example, with Princeton, I think when I applied, the acceptance rate was 4%. So
That's really low, 4%?
Yeah, so out of pretty much every 100 applicants, they're only letting in like 4 of those. So it's really important when you're applying, especially if you're coming from like a disadvantaged like background or like a low income background. I would definitely, these are definitely schools that are within your reach to attend. Like, I got there, I think that you can too. But also I think that when you're applying to schools, also be more smart about it. Don't just apply to schools with low acceptance rates. You got to apply to things that maybe have, a little bit higher, maybe 15%, 20%, things like that. And even safety schools that maybe let in 80% of people. You have to make sure when you're applying it's varied, because these schools, like these Ivy League schools, they're definitely affirmative action. They got rid of affirmative action, but they're definitely still looking for a diverse background, and they're still looking to have a diverse group of students who bring different things to the institution. So I definitely think they're still looking for diversity, even if they're not legally allowed to anymore through different avenues. But I think that with Princeton specifically, the hardest part for me, I guess, was just waiting to hear back. I think because you're gonna hear back from a lot of different schools before Princeton, before Ivy Day. But I definitely wouldn't lose hope. I think it's difficult to get in, yes, but I think that if you're genuine in your application and you're really showing your values, you're showing why you're interested in that school, I think you have just as much of a chance as anyone else. So yeah, don't let it discourage you is what I'm saying.
Never let it discourage you. The percentages, never, because when we went to Princeton, I saw it was a lot of Asian kids walking on campus. It was a lot of black kids walking on campus. And I asked you, I was like, okay, I see a lot of black kids walking around because I thought it was very difficult to get into college, like an Ivy League school. But you have to go for something you want. You can't let anything discourage you. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I wanted to talk about, the percentages. She said 4% when she got in. So that 4% is good. Don't let it discourage you guys.